Alright, hello everyone. So I'm here to do a tutorial series. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and now I think I'm finally going to get into it. The first video that you're watching right now is the first level that we do in any percent. This entire series is going to be going over the, hopefully going to go over every any percent level we go into, in the route. I'll be doing them in order, I think. That's how I'm probably going to do it. So we're starting off the first level. Right now, I'm not going to play through it live, but I do have a recording of it, and I'll be going over what I do and what goes on and what you guys should be doing when you practice these levels. So normally what we do for the first level, you know, when you first start the game, there's the beginning cutscene and you have to wake up the Rayman gang up in the tree. We skip that. We skip that by pausing the game first and then going to the main gallery. And that's where we take the opportunity to swap to Glowbox, because he's potentially the fastest character in the game, for reasons I will explain not in this tutorial, but in other levels he'll be more relevant. But if you choose not to use Glowbox, that should be okay for now, but Glowbox is probably the best character in the game right now, and you should probably be using him. So, anyways, when we skip that cutscene, it saves time, because watching through that cutscene when you wake up the gang is longer than exiting a level and entering back in the level. So that's why we enter the level like this and not by, you know, slapping the gang and watching that cutscene. And now we move on to the level. This tree here, you have to make sure that you do a YBY there. A YBY jump. This is also assuming, by the way guys, this is also assuming that you guys have watched the basic movement tutorial series that I've done. So I'm going to be talking about the YBY stuff, road jumping, all that stuff. This is assuming you've watched all that. Watch those first if you haven't, and then come back. So yeah, YBY. This is for the short jump. If you don't do the short jump, you will get caught in the tree, and that's no good. So YBY to the left to get the teensy. Make sure you don't get stuck on the tree. And up this hill, you see these flowers here. They count as a, not an enemy, but like an object that you can destroy with an attack. Whenever you destroy an object with an attack, with the spin attack that I'm doing, back a few frames. The spin attack here, you can barely see it actually. When you spin attack while running, if you hit an enemy or an object that can be destroyed with the spin attack, you can immediately jump again. I think I went over this in the basic tutorial at some point, but I'm going over it again because it's very specific to this level. If you jump immediately after destroying an object, you will jump at full speed horizontally. So normally in this game, when you spin jump up a slope, you cannot get the full horizontal speed you would get from that spin because you're going up a slope. But if you were to spin on an object that can be destroyed or an enemy that you can kill on an upward slope, you can get that full horizontal speed. So yeah, it's like you're not spin jumping on an upward slope, even though you are. So whenever you spin jump on these flowers on this upward slope, you will always move at full speed. You will not be slowed down by the upward slope. So it's very important that you spin jump immediately on these flowers, specifically upward the slope. Otherwise you'll be going really slow. Alright, moving on. Alright, and the next bit that's important is this cutscene trigger. The cutscene trigger is about here. No, it's right there. It's at the end of the slope here. Or the start of the slope. It's very important that when you hit this cutscene trigger, that you are on the ground. If you hit this cutscene trigger when you're in the air, that will waste time, because the cutscene will not start until you are on the ground. So yeah, make sure you enter it when you are on the ground. Simple as that. Moving on. Alright, so once you gain control of Murfy, all you have to do is hit the Murfy button twice. Backing up. Alright. All you have to do is hit him twice, and then he'll be out of your way. Don't mash it, just press it twice. All you have to do is mash it twice, and then you can just continue on doing normal movement. Don't get too distracted by the Murfy button. You want to make sure you keep, move on as quickly as possible. Don't delay your spin jump. Alright. Now the last bit here is the ground pound. This ground pound can be tricky, especially when you're new. So, I advise that you practice this. Practice this ground pound, because this is the fastest way to get rid of this enemy. But if you are insistent in not doing it this way, there is a method with Glowbox that will allow you to get past this enemy real quick. So, but right now we're just gonna focus on the ground pound. That ground pound shockwave will go past his shield when you ground pound at a certain spacing, basically. If you do it too far away, the shockwave will not reach him. If you do it too close, you will hit his shield, and the spacing is kind of tight, so you have to learn the spacing. The next method you can use is using Glowbox specifically. This cannot be done with other characters. This is a Glowbox specific trick, and this Glowbox specific trick is his backwards kick, his backwards air kick to be specific. I'll go over why it's relevant later in more relevant levels where he is more useful. Because this trick isn't faster, it's just easier to get past this enemy quickly. And it's by using his back kick, and it's because of how long range it is. You do it like this. You see, I did it quickly there. I did it multiple times. And the reason you have to do it multiple times is, for whatever reason, back kicks in this game do not kill those big enemies in one shot. The normal attacks, air attacks do, but not the backwards kick. So you have to hit him, I believe, 3 times. So just mash attack and flip directions. Just keep doing this and mashing attack when you're next to him. That's the easier route. This is not the faster method. I would not recommend this if you actually want to do serious runs. If you want to do serious runs, learn the ground pound spacing. Alright, moving on. So, this first level is very Murfy focused. These Murfy levels are about managing both Murfy and you as the character. This level's not too hard with that, but you do have to time button presses for Murfy as well as control your movements seamlessly. You don't want your movement to get hampered by controlling Murfy at the same time. So it's good to try to get used to what jumping patterns you can use to keep yourself from getting distracted by Murfy. So the best time to use Murfy, so assuming you're using default controls, Murfy is on a face button, on one of these face buttons here. If you're having to control Murfy on a face button, it is best to control Murfy whenever you're in the air or in the middle of an attack. You don't want to have a point where you are trying to press the Murfy button, but you also have to press attack or the jump button. You want to make sure that you don't have to press jump or attack when you're using Murfy, ideally, to make it easy on you. So control your jump spacing when you are approaching a Murfy object to interact with. So what I do here is just do a YBY. And when I'm in the air with the YBY, I press the Murfy button to cut the rope here. And then I roll jump afterwards. Because if I were to spin jump, I will spin into that pillar that's still bouncing on the floor and you get stuck. So the best option there is to just roll jump over it. Don't do a normal jump. Normal jumps will not retain speed as well as roll jumps. Alright, and now we're just moving on. Simple Murfy stuff here. Now, I'm actually still interested in doing tests on this, because what I'm about to do here is a neat little trick where you can ground pound through the thin platform here. It's basically doing a YBY to the left, but instead of just holding left, after you dash to the left, you hold down while you do the YBY stuff. And that will allow you to ground pound through the floor here. Most people normally but they run over here, and they jump through this gap, and then get the teensy here. And then wall jump back up. No, they don't wall jump back up, they actually lower the platform. That's debatably faster. I need to do tests on this. I actually haven't done tests on this yet. But apparently it might be faster to just do it normally. But I like doing it this way. It's what I prefer to do, is to just YBY to the left with the ground pound immediately. Anyways, moving on. Alright. Oh, a thing about Murfy, especially here, if you aren't careful with this. With Murfy, if, you see how he's going to that, pillar to the left? Not the pillar, the platform to the left. Whenever Murfy is going towards an object, whenever you press that Murfy button, Murfy will activate on that object Murfy is traveling towards. That's a very important thing to remember. Know what Murfy is doing, otherwise you get completely blindsided and he will snap to an object you don't want him to snap to. Because right now, we're about to go to the right, and we don't give a shit about that platform to the left. So you don't want to press the Murfy button yet. We want to wait until Murfy starts traveling towards that lever. You see now he's traveling towards that lever? Now this is the opportunity to press the Murfy button. It's very important to remember this, because if you press the Murfy button too early here, he will move that platform, which maybe you might think that's not a big deal, when it actually is. The big reason it's a big deal is that whenever you press the Murfy button early here, he gets stuck. He gets stuck on that platform. He just decides to basically not give a shit what you want. He stays on that platform until he's done moving it. And that wastes like multiple seconds. So do not press it early. Wait until he starts moving to the lever. There you go. Alright. Again, that same thing applies here. Wait until you know what Murphy's doing. If you press Murphy at the wrong times here, he will cut the wrong ropes, and he might cause that he might cause that teensy to get trapped, or he might trap you. You know, it's not good to press the Murphy button at the wrong times. Make sure you know what Murphy's doing. Okay. Next things of note here. Not many people seem to know this, because I've seen a lot of runs where people just completely ignore this. Where, like, I see people do this where they just let Murphy just travel slowly towards that wheel where he can rotate that platform. Don't do that. You can just press the Murphy button, he'll snap right to that wheel. I've just pressed the Murphy button right there, and he's already all the way towards that wheel, and you can start rotating it immediately. If you don't press the button, he'll still automatically go to it, but it'll take time. So it's very important to press the Murphy button once he starts moving towards that wheel. That will save more time. Okay, another important thing about this platform is you can make it a slope. When you make things a slope, you can potentially allow it to enable you to go faster. So as you can see, the slope is angled like this, like this, towards the right. And that's good, because that's the direction we're going. So it's best to position yourself in a way that you can get a roll jump off this sloped platform right as it's done rotating. That will give you a good speed boost. Let me go ahead and rewind here. And here's what I do. If you don't get that roll jump off that platform, you have to slowly spin jump across the upward slope there. So it's very, very good to get that roll jump off of that platform. And of course, we also have another wheel section here. It's the same case. Press the Murphy button early, and you will have full control of that wheel thing. It's not a platform this time, it's a rope, so you have control of that rope. An important thing to note here is you probably don't want to jump down the bottom here. You don't want to jump down here. Not yet. Actually, no, you just don't want to go down here. You want to stay up here and wait for this rope to rotate up here so that you don't get stuck down here, and you're basically leaving yourself behind if you rotate this rope up here too soon. If that rope's up here and you're down here, you're gonna have to waste time waiting to either go up here and then jump up to the rope, or rotate the rope back down and then jump back onto it. Yeah, make sure you wait on up right here. Just wait here. Because if you jump down there, you just get stuck. Okay. This is my least favorite part of this level, because of how stupid Murphy is. So how Murphy does this, he cuts one rope at a time here. And that's stupid as hell. I don't have really any good methods of doing this section, honestly. Like, the best thing I can think of is wait. The best thing I can think of to make this consistent. Not the fastest way, but just to make this consistent. Because it's best to make this stupid part consistent than try to find a stupid way to make this fast. I don't know if it's worth it to make it stupidly inconsistent. So just wait up here on the rope, where I am, and cut both ropes before you ground pound towards the right side. Okay? And now you have to spin jump towards the left, and wait until Murphy is traveling towards the rope to the left. And then press the Murphy button to cut the rope. Ideally, you don't even have to press the attack button here to stall yourself. You could just jump right through. But I attacked there because I panicked. That's a mistake. And once again, wait until Murphy starts traveling towards the right for that moving platform, and then press the Murphy button. Okay. we're basically done with Murfy at this point. We're just kind of skipping through all these Murfy platforms because, oh, it's actually faster to just ignore them, pretty much. So, I don't need to say anything. All you guys need to do is just pay attention to what I do here. Pay attention to what types of jumps I use, and all that. So, here we go. Just watch. Just pay attention to what I do. I don't need to shoutcast what I do. And there you go. That is the end of Once Upon a Time. Alright. So I hope you guys learned something. As you might have noticed in the beginning of this session, I had the chat up right here, but there's no one here. And that's because, well, no one knows that I'm streaming. So, I'm going to go ahead and plug my Twitch channel here. So, go to twitch.tv/DJTHED. That is where I live stream, and that's where I also plan to continue doing live stream tutorials. Because I'm recording this live, and I'm editing this afterwards. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So if you guys want to check out what I'm doing when I live stream this game, I might also do other live streams for Smash Ultimate, but that might not be as frequent. I might just mainly focus on this game for live streaming. So yeah, go to twitch.tv/DJTHED. That's where I'll be live streaming other recording sessions with for these tutorials. And you guys can ask me questions while I'm doing the session, because I have the chat up right here. It's not displaying anything because there's no one here. That's kind of what it is. I need to promote my Twitch channel, and now you guys know. So yeah, yeah, you guys can just ask me questions as I'm recording, so that's a good thing. But yeah, with that, that's it. I will go ahead and move on with Creepy Castle next. Yeah, Creepy Castle. As I'm moving on to Creepy Castle, I will still be doing the same live stream sessions, so the next tutorial won't have any chat really. That's just how it's going to be, because I'm still going to be doing live streaming right now as I'm live streaming this. So yeah, by the time you see the Creepy Castle one, you won't be able to catch that because I've already done it. So yeah, that's it. I will see you guys in Creepy Castle.